Now in this video, I'm going to discuss what is a color harmony, how to create one in an efficient way, and what are the most common color harmonies available for us to leverage. And this video is an extract from one of the upcoming courses on design essentials, so feel free to check it out in the course description below. But without further ado, let's jump into the video. In this video, we'll talk about a very important concept to grasp, and that is the one of color harmonies, since this can be really useful assets as designers in order to create color combinations and work with color in an efficient and easy way. So you might be wondering what a color harmony is, and it's essentially the theory of combining two or more colors in such a way that the resulting combination will be pleasing to the eye. Now, not all colors work well together, and a bad color combination can lead to a disastrous design. So in order to avoid this kind of combinations and obtain a pleasing one, which is our desired outcome, we can make use of one of the following techniques or color harmonies. So let's start with the very first one, which is the analogous color scheme. And it's essentially a color scheme which uses three colors which are adjacent on the color wheel. So as you can see in the picture, the analogous color scheme generally convey feeling of harmony, and they are often seen in nature. Now, when you're using an analogous color scheme, it's recommended to choose one dominant color. So basically a color which you're going to use predominantly, and then use the other two for the accent. Now, another color scheme which is quite popular and common is the monochromatic color scheme. So essentially this color harmony, and by the way, I'm using both color scheme and color harmony interchangeably, since they mean pretty much the same thing. So the monochromatic colors are tints, shades and tones of the same hue. So as you can see here, a monochromatic color harmony looks clean and balanced and convey a feeling of simplicity. Now let's move to another one which is also very common, that we already explored previously in the course, and that is the complementary color harmony. And essentially complementary colors are opposite on the color wheel, and these colors can create a high contrast and a vibrant look. So whenever we're using this color harmony, it is recommended to choose one dominant color, which again is going to be the color which you're going to use predominantly, and then use the other one for the accents. So also, another thing to keep in mind is that the accent color can be used to create elements which attract attention, since this type of color harmony is often used in order to create contrast, grab attention, and it's often used especially by big companies such as supermarkets, and any company that really wants to grab the attention as much as they can. So let's move on to the very next one, which is split complementary. And this is a color scheme which essentially represents a variation of the complementary color scheme. So you can already see the similarities, but there's essentially two colors at the other edge. So unlike the complementary scheme, which uses a color and its complement, the split complementary scheme uses a color and the two adjacent colors to its complement. Now, these colors can create a good contrast, but not so high as complementary colors. So whenever you're using this schema, it's recommended to choose one dominant color, which is the color again, which you're going to use for the very most part, and then the other two for the accent. Now let's move on to the very last one, which we're going to discuss in this video, and that is the square color harmony. And basically what the square color harmony is, it's going to enable us to use a combination of four colors equally spaced around the color wheel. So for example, orange, yellow, green, blue, and violet, and any color which is going to essentially be spaced equally in the color wheel. Now these colors form a square on the color wheel, with each color being spaced 2 colors apart from the other colors. And this harmony is actually comparable to a tetradic harmony, but with 4 colors spaced evenly around the color wheel instead of 3. And this harmony works the best if one color dominates. So just like the tetradic harmony, you need to keep track of the relationship between the cool and the warm colors.